I fully support negotiated procurement, but there are definitely times when a competitive tender is the right approach. If you're running a tender as a client or project manager without a cost consultant, well, firstly, why? Secondly, here are 12 essential steps that you could follow to help you make the right appointment. This will ensure you get the right price for the right terms and not necessarily just the cheapest opening price. This video is a little longer, so stick with me and we'll get into it. Number one, have you actually issued a tender? Did you issue a formal tender package, or have you just sent out a pack of drawings to a couple of contractors and asked them for a price? It sounds obvious, but it does happen all the time, and it sets the wrong foundations for a successful project. A proper tender includes an invitation to tender, form of tender, scope of works with design drawings and specifications, base build information, including fit-out guides, clarity around contract terms and prelims, program dates, and ideally a pricing schedule for your 3 or 4 contractors to complete. It also outlines the clear submission rules from a governance perspective. As you can see, it's much more than just drawings. Clear information up front means fewer surprises down the road. Number 2 is a record of opening. From a governance perspective, tenders should be opened at the same time and ideally logged in a certificate of opening with one-on-one members of the team involved. Now, different organisations or clients have different rules, but transparency and audit trail should be key regardless of the project that you're working on. Number 3, and a biggie, is levelling. If you issued a proper pricing schedule, you're already off to a good start. It makes levelling much easier. Now, levelling means reviewing the bids side by side, spotting gaps, and ensuring like-for-like comparison. Contractors know that if there's no cost consultant, there may be an opportunity to submit a low headline number and hide the real cost in exclusions and prof sums, something that we want to revolve and avoid if possible. Now, lay the bids next to each other and look at the prelims and resources as well as the trade packages. It's rare that the cheapest opening bid remains the cheapest bid if they've been levelled properly. Not impossible, but rare. If 3 bidders priced the joinery at 600,000 and one's priced it at 300,000, then that requires further examination and should be a warning sign. Use the levelling process to identify gaps between the contractors and ask contractors to confirm or deny whether they've allowed for pieces of work. Much better to find that out now than after the event. Number 4, pricing notes and exclusions. Review every pricing note and every exclusion and assumption that a contractor has attached to their bid. Your job at this stage is to review, remove ideally, or get them to price and allow for it. By the end of this process, you should have a clean, compliant bid with no loose ends or ambiguity. And where the contractor refuses to remove a pricing note, perhaps a commercial contractual point, as part of the levelling process, you can assign a cost or a risk against that to help you with the levelling. It might be that because a contractor won't remove a particular commercial item or contractual item, that it means another contractor is actually more cost effective overall. Number 5, provisional sums. Challenge provisional sums. Why are they provisional? Can you provide as a project team more information or access to site to enable them to firm it up? If 3 of the bidders have firmed up all of the items, but one's saying they can't, why is that? And if they really won't firm up a particular item, at least ensure that provisional sum has been levelled up to match other firm allowances across the job, so you are comparing like for like. Number 6, program and logistics. Make sure delivery assumptions match reality. Accessing restrictions, working out of hours, phasing, security, just general logistic constraints that you know as a project team, and you might know better than the contractors that are pricing the job. Ensure they've all priced the job in a way that it can be delivered on site. Number 7, supply chain and key people. Ask for key supply chain partners, for example, partitions and M&E and joinery, if it's an office fit out. Ask them to reconfirm who they're using for a project. Similarly, on the personnel, if they've pitched in a PQQ or pre-interview stage who they're proposing to run the job for you, ensure you're still getting that team when you make that appointment. Number 8, contract terms and commercial alignment. Contract terms need to be discussed before you accept someone's tender. It's no good having pricing notes and qualifications that say contract terms to be discussed. These will come back to bite you once you've let the contractor know that they're a preferred bidder. Number 9, value engineering and optionality. Sometimes on a project, the tenders do come back over budget and you do need to include some element of value engineering. If you have time, it makes sense to try and do that value engineering or options pricing whilst you still have multiple competitive bids on the table. Issue a post-tender addendum, ask all the bids to price that for you, and you can factor those responses into your analysis. And then number 10, written confirmation. Once you've levelled the bids and made your adjustments, send your revised summary back to each contractor and get their written confirmation that they agree with the changes that you've made. Verbal agreement isn't enough at this stage because people get forgetful down the line. Get that agreement in writing. Ideally, Yes, we agree to your changes. Yes, we agree to that contract sum, and confirm that there are no pricing notes, qualifications, exclusions, or prof sums in a perfect world. 11. If you are interviewing contractors, and it's quite common that you do on projects, please complete all of the above levelling items and processes first. The interview should be about delivery strategy, team, program, and risk, not clarifying necessarily the numbers. We want to avoid including a competitive tenderer in the interview process, only to find out after the event that once they're levelled, they're actually one of the most expensive. And finally, number 12, the tender report. Once your decision is made as a team, you need to document the process in a tender report or bid report or a financial governance report, whatever term you'd like to use. It should outline the steps, the analysis, and the recommendations that you've reached. It's there to protect you and your team down the line should your appointment decision ever be called into question. Now, even if it's a negotiated route that you're going down, all of these steps above still apply. It might just be that from a levelling perspective, you're levelling that contractor, your preferred contractor, against your cost consultant's cost plan. Now, I see this quite a lot. Teams try to rush the above stages to get on site quicker, and it nearly always leads to a bumpy post-contract experience. Do it properly, take the time, get everything aligned and agreed before you issue that LOI or sign that JCT. Please don't underestimate the importance of this step, even on a fast-track design and build project. Thanks.